Hello viewers. Uh, After a long pause, I am here with a text of class 12 of CBSE, the last lesson by Alphonse Daudet. In this text, I will try to read the text out for the student, and with proper annotation and proper explanation I will try to give. And this is my maiden experiment with this video making, so pardon me any mess is happening with the process. Okay, so let's start. So the last lesson by Alphonse Daudet. Actually, Alphonse Daudet was a French novelist and short story writer of 19th century, and the textual background, we have to understand this thing. A textual background is very crucial to understand a text. And what is happening here, when the author penned down this short story, one battle was going on that time. That is Franco-Prussian War that took place in the year 1870 to 71. Franco-Prussian War, one country was France and another country was German. And in this battle, Bismarck led the Prussian army, and what happened after the battle, Prussia became the winner and they defeated French in the battle, and French lost the battle. And after the war, what is happening, Prussia took the control or took the charge, or they conquered the two districts. Actually, they conquered the entire France. And here in this short story we will get the instances that after getting the supremacy, or when they are getting the control over that country, how they are behaving, how they are acting with that country. Okay. And here two districts, Alsace and Lorraine. These two districts burst into the hand of Prussia. Now get ready with the text. I will not waste time in this section. Okay, ready? I started for school very late that morning. So in the very beginning, it is quite clear to us that the writer of the short story is narrating the entire short story in first person narrative technique, where he is starting the short story with first person narrative technique. He is using this technique. I started for school very late. So the protagonist here started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of scolding. So he feared. Actually, what I have done, I just wrote the words which may be unknown to the students. Okay, from the slide you will get the help. If you think that it is necessary, then you may jot it down. Okay, and with that another color, that is the purple color, what I have done, I have highlighted the portion from short question could be framed. Okay, I have done this thing. So I am starting again. I started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of scolding. So there was a fear of what? Getting a scold, getting scolding, especially because Mr. M. Hamel had said that he would question us on participle. So Mr. Hamel is the teacher. We don't know of which subject right till now. Later it will clear. It will be very obvious. It will clear to us that Mr. M. Hamel was a French teacher, and he asked the student to prepare the student on the topic participle. It is a part of grammar actually, and I did not know the first word of them. So the child protagonist here, he was not knowing the rules of participle. For a moment I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. First of all, जैसे आप लोगों का होता है कि चलो यार स्कूल आज नहीं जाएंगे. She thought, for a moment I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. I will not attend the school. I will just spend my time loitering here and there. इधर उधर टहलते रहेंगे. It was so warm and so bright. So these are the two epithets about the day. The day was warm and bright. So he thought that it is useless to go to school, and he just wanted to loiter here and there. He wanted to enjoy the natural beauty. Actually, he wanted to escape the punishment of Famine. The birds were chirping at the edge of the woods and in the open field back of the sawmill. Birds were chirping, and at the edge of the rear part of the woods and in the open field back of the sawmill. Sawmills mean a factory in which logs are woven into planks. Oh, and pardon me, actually logs are, just a minute, pardon me, actually it is a log factory where they are doing the just cutting the woods, okay, logs, and making it fish. Here they are, what they were doing, actually they were marching. It was so pardon me, just a minute. Sawmill, the Prussian soldiers were drilling. Drilling means marching. Actually, route march was going on. Very recently, they have conquered the two districts. So agitation may be there. So that's why it is a routine marching of the soldiers. It was all much more tempting than the rule of participle. Everything is for a child. For a child, it is very tempting outside than the rules of participle. But I had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. But ultimately he decided that no, I will not evade the school. Rather, I would like to. He decided on that very moment that he would like to go to the school. So he went for school. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. So when he was just simply passing the town hall, he was on his way, and there he found that a bulletin board. Bulletin board means, it may be available in your school also, a kind of display board or notice board. Actually, on that time, these sorts of bulletin boards were available, where different order or decree or any notice were hung for public interest. Okay. For the last 2 years, all out bad news had come from there. Actually, bad news for the French people, obviously. Actually, the battle was continued for two long years. So now and then, every day almost bad news are coming from that bulletin board. Lost battle, the drafts, the order of the commanding officer, and I thought to myself without stopping. Okay, so he just passed that bulletin board. What can be the matter now? He was just thinking, but he did not stop there actually. Then, as I hurried by as fast as I could, the blacksmith Wurster. So what was the name of the blacksmith? Wurster. Wurster was the blacksmith. Okay, the name was given with that. I just highlighted with that purple color. The name of the blacksmith was Wurster. And what's happened? He just asked, who was there? With his apprentice reading the bulletin, called after me. Do not go so fast, Bob. So he just teased that little boy. Bob is in colloquial expression. It is an aggressive or rude way of addressing a boy. Hey Bob, don't go so fast. You will get to your school in plenty of time. अरे स्कूल जाने के लिए बहुत समय है, इतना जल्दी जाने की कोई जरूरत है नहीं. Just like from a blacksmith, these sorts of tongue-in-cheek comment could be expected, and he just passed that same sorts of comment to the boy. I thought he was making fun of me and reached Mr. M. Hamel's little garden all out of breath. Usually when school began, there was a great bustle. But bustle means actually disturbance or commotion. Actually when the school is just beginning, commotion or disturbance will be there obviously, which could be heard out in the street. The opening and closing of desk. So it is a common thing. I think students, you can correlate with these things. When you are entering into the school gate, you are taking the places, jumping from this bench to that bench. So commotion or disturbance or bustle is happening there inside the class, which could be heard out in the street. The opening and closing of desk lesson repeated in unison. Unison means speaking together. Every student is just रट्टा, वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, वो लोग रट्टा मार रहे हैं. Actually they are memorizing the lesson. Unison, together, all together, very loud, with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. So what is the rapping? Strike hard with a series of rapid audible. कोई छड़ी से टेबल का ऊपर बहुत जोर से धम से पीटना. कोई इसमें नॉइज विल जस्ट कम आउट स्पेशली इन ऑर्डर टू अट्रैक्ट द अटेंशन. कभी कभी टीचर करते हैं ना डस्टर से कुछ से अटेंशन, ऐसे एक डर पैदा होता है उसमें बच्चे के अंदर, और इन ऑर्डर टू ड्रॉ द अटेंशन ऑफ द क्लास. सो वेरी लाउड विथ आवर हैंड्स over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. But now it was so still. Now the school is very still, as if nobody is there, as if it is a Sunday morning. I had counted on the commotion. Commotion means disturbance. Commotion means disturbance, to get to my desk without being seen. But of course that day everything had to be quiet as Sunday morning. It's an unusual, like an unusual day, as if it is a Sunday, not a single what I will say, not a single noise is coming. The school is so calm, so quiet, unexpected for French, because French is well aware of the fact that students should it was their general practice to make noise. Okay, so I had counted on the just okay. Pardon me, just I'm okay here. Though the window, through the window, I saw my classmates. So from the window, my friends saw that his classmates were there already in their places, and M. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arms. So M. Hamel is just walking up and down. He just saw from outside before his entrance. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed. So he is the latecomer. जब हम लोग देर में आते हैं, सब लोग आ गया, बैठ गया क्लास में, टीचर भी पहुंच गया, तो हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, ब्लास्ट होता है, बहुत शर्म आता है, लाज आता है. So you can imagine how I blushed and how I frightened, how frightened I was. So the condition of the child, you can imagine. He was frightened because he has not prepared the lesson. Which lesson? Lesson of participle, yes. But nothing happened. M. Hamel saw me and said very kindly, "Go to your place quickly, little Franz." तो छोटा फ्रांच, जाइए आपके जगह पर बैठिए जल्दी. We are beginning without you. हम लोग आपको छोड़ के ही शुरू कर रहे थे. I jumped over the benches and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat. This thing should be noticed by the student, that M. Hamel, it could be asked that on that last lesson, what was the dress of M. Hamel on that last day. So beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt, and his little black silk cap, all embroidered. that he never wore except on inspection. जब इंस्पेक्शन में आते हैं तभी ये स्पेशल ड्रेस पहनते हैं एम हैमल। लेकिन आज ऐसा क्या बात है, ना कोई इंस्पेक्शन की बात है ना कोई प्राइज डे की बात है, तो क्यों पहना? दिस ड्रेसेस he reserved for that special days, but on that day he just wore that dress. Okay. Besides, the whole school seemed so strange. Strange means peculiar. Yes. थोड़ा स्कूल का पूरा हालचाल बदल चुका था. It was peculiar, strange and solemn, very somber, very serious, very grave, बहुत शांत सन्नाटा एकदम. But the thing that surprised me most was to see on the back benches that were always empty, because in a school back benches are often, these benches were these used to be an empty one, but today on that very day what happened, the village people sitting quietly, शांत होके गांव के जो लोग थे वो लोग भी बैठे थे, like ourselves, जैसे हम लोग बैठे थे वो लोग भी बैठे थे. Old house with his three-cornered hat. So किसका three-cornered hat था? Point to be this could be a short question. The former mayor, पूर्व जो मेयर था वो भी बैठा था. द फॉर्मर पोस्टमैन, बुजुर्ग वाले जो गांव में थोड़ा एजेड पर्सन है, रेस्पेक्टेड पर्सन है, वो लोग भी थे आज. एंड सेवरल अदर बिसाइड्स, उसके पीछे और बहुत सारे लोग थे. एवरीबॉडी लुक्ड सैड, सब लोग देख के एकदम मायूस सब लोग बैठे थे, बहुत ही सब लोग सैड दिख रहा था. एंड हाउसर हैड ब्रॉट एन ओल्ड प्राइमर. What is primer actually? Primer is an elementary textbook, tumbled at the edge, and the edges are rampled, worn out. पुराना जो किताब में जैसे होता है, जो कोना की तरफ जो होता मुड़ जाता है ना, that is the rampled. Okay, at the edges, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacle. उसका चश्मा भी उसके ऊपर था, उस किताब के ऊपर, lying across the pages. While I was wondering about it all, सोच रहा था कि क्या बात है, सब लोग आज बैठे हैं, चारों तरफ सन्नाटा है, क्या बात है भाई. एम हैमल माउंटेड हिज चेयर, वो चेयर से उठ गया. एंड इन द सेम ग्रेव एंड जेंटल टोन, उनका जो वॉइस ऑफ द टीचर वाज ग्रेव एंड जेंटल टोन व्हिच ही हैड यूज्ड टू मी, said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give to you. Now the key word is coming. This is the last day when M. Hamel is going to deliver his last lesson on French lesson." क्यों लास्ट लेसन है, आज के बाद क्यों नहीं पढ़ाया जाएगा, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो यहाँ पे जो लास्ट लेसन, द की फेज, द टाइटल की फेज, दैट और द टाइटल फ्रेज, यहाँ से फर्स्ट टाइम वी आर गेटिंग दैट. आई शैल गिव यू. द ऑर्डर हैज कम फ्रॉम बर्लिन. सो द ऑर्डर हैज कम फ्रॉम बर्लिन. ओके, from Berlin actually Prussia was controlling the things. So from that area, from that capital Berlin, the order came to teach only German in the school of Alphonse and Lawrence. So Alphonse and school का और Lawrence district में जितना भी स्कूल है, आज के बाद क्या पढ़ाया जाएगा? Only German पढ़ाया जाएगा. The new master comes tomorrow. कल से नया टीचर आ जाएंगे. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive. और हम चाहेंगे कि आप बहुत ध्यानपूर्वक इसको क्लास को अटेंड कीजिए. ये टीचर का कोट खत्म हुआ. What a thunderclap these words were to me. Thunderclaps means actually like a clash of thunder. ऐसे कि बिजली कड़क गया उसके सिर के ऊपर. Actually it is शॉक हो गया, deeply he was shocked. What a thunderclap these words were to me. Not an exclamation. Oh, the wretches. That was what they had put up at the town hall. अच्छा, तो टाउन हॉल के नोटिस बोर्ड में यही चिपका हुआ था, यही टंगा हुआ था. Right now this is he is getting the things. My last French lesson. Why? I had hardly knew how to write. I should never learn anymore. So this is the French inner self is speaking with himself. He is just speaking. My last French lesson. मेरा अंतिम, I hardly knew, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है how to write, how should never learn anymore. I must stop there then. Oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lesson. So I was very sorry because I was not learning my lesson. For seeking bird's egg. So these are the common practice of the village lads. Actually गांव का जो छोटे छोटे बच्चे रहते हैं तब की बात है ये. तो right now you are indulging your time with laptop, with different types of games and with Android mobile. So on that time this sorts of entertainment was not available. So this sorts of entertainment was available in village area, in rural area, bird's egg or going sliding on the Sar. Actually Sar is a river in the West Europe. Okay, my books that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago. Nuisance means annoyance or vexation. मुझे जो मेरा किताब जो मुझे इतना गुस्सा आता था, इतना annoyance, मेरा चिड़चिड़ाहट की जो कारण होता था, ये while ago, थोड़ी देर पहले मुझे एकदम पसंद नहीं था ये किताब का बैग, ये सब किताब, so heavy to carry, मुझे इतना भारी लगता था. My grammar, particularly my grammar, my history of the saints were old friends now. आप देखिए, after that announcement, the entire thing changed. Okay, now why it is changing? I will tell you later. In the later part, obviously, I will discuss the things. जो चीज थोड़े उसके पहले उसको बोरिंग लगता था, अच्छा नहीं लगता था, वो अनाउंसमेंट के बाद उसे अच्छा लगने लगा. क्यों लगने लगा अच्छा? ओके, later I will, or you may write it in the comment section also why. Okay, if you have already completed the text, you may share your opinion in the comment section also. Okay, so right now I am not going to disclose. Okay, let's proceed. So right were now old friends now that I could not give up. And in Hamel too, the idea that he was going away, ये टीचर चले जा रहे यहाँ से, that I should never see him again. जो टीचर के साथ इतना दिन से वो लोग क्लास रहे थे, हम क्लास ले रहे थे, he was taking our classes. Right now we will not see Mr. Hamel in Hamel. And in Hamel too, the idea that he was going away, that I should never see him again, made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. Cranky mean irritable or nettlesome person. चिड़चिड़ा टाइप का जो person है उसको cranky कहा जाता है. So earlier he was not loving the lesson, he was not loving the books, he was not loving the teacher. But after the announcement, after that announcement of Mr. M. Hamel, the entire thing changed. Everything changed in the mind of little French. Okay. Okay. Poor man, it was in honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes. And now I understood why the old man of the village was sitting there in the back of the room. अच्छा, तो गांव का पूरा old men, why they have attending the class and why he is, Mr. Hamel is on his fine clothes. Now the picture is getting clear. अच्छा, ये बात है. It was because they were sorry too that they had not gone to school more. Actually, the old person, those person who were sitting on the last bench, perhaps they have not attended the school. That's why they were feeling sorry. They were not well versed in that French language like French. That's why they are feeling sorry. Okay, it was Fran's assumption actually. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service. So Mr. M. Hamel served as a teacher of French for 40 years. कितना दिन उन्होंने सर्विस किया था? 40 years. फ्रेंच टीचर और टीचर ऑफ फ्रेंच, इसमें स्टूडेंट्स अक्सर गलती हो जाता है। फ्रेंच टीचर मीन जो टीचर फ्रांस कंट्री से बिलोंग करता है, ठीक है। सपोज इफ आई एम आस्किंग दैट आई एम एन इंग्लिश टीचर, इंग्लिश टीचर मीन्स इंग्लिश कंट्री से मैं बिलोंग करता हूँ, लेकिन मैं क्या सच में इंग्लैंड से बिलोंग करता हूँ? नहीं, मेरा नेशनैलिटी है इंडियन है। तो एक्चुअली टीचर ऑफ फ्रेंच ये एक्सप्रेशन करेक्ट है, अदरवाइज एरर विल बी देयर। सो नॉट फ्रेंच टीचर, rather टीचर ऑफ फ्रेंच फॉर 40 years. So Mr. Aim Hamel served as a teacher of French for 40 years, and no doubt faithfully he served, of showing their respect for the country that was there no more. So now onwards, tomorrow onwards, there will be no French classes, no French teacher. This is the last day. This is this much for the day. In the next half, I will try to complete the text. Okay. Otherwise, the video will be too lengthy. So after completing the text, I will definitely in the next video I will complete the video and explanation will be there. And you are free enough to contact me, drop your comment. Okay, thank you, and give your response. Okay.